Welcome to my channel. This is JC Rock and Metal Reviews. My name is John. Now I put up a poll on my community tab just to see what album I would be reviewing next, and the one with the second highest number of votes was Cult of Luna, The Long Road North. And I'm actually glad that this album won, because it's something that I probably wouldn't have listened to or reviewed. So I'm kind of glad I did. It kind of like was a new experience for me, and something new, definitely a new type of metal subgenre that I've never really listened to. So the band is from Sweden. They've been around for a while, since 1998. They are one of the pioneers of that like post-metal subgenre, along with bands like Neurosis and Isis. Now, this is a subgenre I never really listened to before. I think I've heard like Neurosis before, but I never really got into the band. So I'm kind of going into this album and subgenre as a newcomer. So what I did was listen to the album once on speakers, and then the second time with headphones. So I think the headphone experience was a little better. It's the type of music that has like lots of like different like layers of sound. So I'm going to talk about the songs, and I'll give you my final thoughts and score at the end. First song is called Cold Burn. Now, this one has like a very big sound. Now, my first impression was like, you think of those like disaster movies, something like Godzilla is coming to like destroy the city. That is kind of like that sound that kind of like, evokes, it has this like drum beat. The drum beat is kind of like industrial metal. It has like this fast, steady beat. The vocals are very harsh, has these screams. The guitar chords have this like drone-like sound, these very like long sustained notes. And I'd also like to add that these songs are of like varying lengths. So this one is close to like 10 minutes long. There are others that are like 3 to 7 minutes, and others that are like over 12 minutes. Later in the song, there's like a heavy guitar riff and lots of like atmospheric lead guitar sounds. Now, the song progresses with like this very like big sound and lots of layers of guitar tracks. Second song is called The Silver Arc. Similar sound to the previous song, has this like steady drum beat and those harsh vocals. The pace is like a little slower than the previous song. Also lots of like the like drone-like guitar and bass tracks kind of gives the song like this atmospheric quality. There's some like doomy riffs being played as well. And it's another like fairly long song, close to 8 minutes. Also some like guitar riffs, like kind of like played like higher on the neck. Remind me of like that old like 80s goth music, maybe like a band like The Cure or something like that. Now these songs have like extended instrumental parts, kind of creating this very spacey atmosphere with the songs. Third song is called Beyond One. This features a female vocalist called Mariam Valentin. She's a Swedish musician. 3-minute song, and she sings in like a lower register, kind of like giving like a spooky, like theatrical quality. It's a slow song, lots of atmospheric sounds, like very slow pace. Now at the end of the album, there's a part 2 to the song, so this is kind of like a transition song. Track 4 is called An Offering to the Wild, and this is the longest song on the album, close to 13 minutes. Sounds similar to like the first 2 songs, like with like that drum beat and those distorted guitars playing these like long sustained notes, and also guitar and bass tracks, just playing like different rhythms, creating this very like big sound. They do has those like harsh like scream, like I guess maybe like black metal style vocals on the song. Lots of guitar riffs kind of introduced as the song progresses, and a lot of them on like distorted guitars. But this does have like a steady drum beat like throughout the song. Track 5 is called Into the Night. 7 minutes long. It's a little different. It has like this isolated guitar playing with these like distorted tones. There are male vocals, and this is more of like a deep like singing, crooning style, I would say. The vocals are like this slightly distorted, but it's kind of like a little easier to understand the lyrics. Now, the drums do come in after a few minutes. They add some more like layers of sound with like these like atmospheric guitar fills. Now, like the other songs, the song has a very like dreamy quality to it. The drum beat kind of picks up the pace towards the end. That has those like harsh like black metal style screams in the background, and as the song comes to an end. Track 6 is called Full Moon, short 3-minute song, just has this repetitive guitar riff, almost like with like a southern rock sound maybe. Slow drum beat, there's a very like droning bass sound, and also some lead guitar fills in the background. It's more of like a transition. Track 7, the title track called The Long Road North. 10-minute song, very slow droning sound, kind of slowly builds until the vocals enter and the drum beat comes and speeds up. Again, like the other songs, lots of layered guitar, bass tracks, very like atmospheric feel to it. Track 8, Blood Upon Stone. Another long song, close to 12 minutes, opens with like this modern rock style guitar riff, I would say. Like a fast industrial music like drum beat, the harsh vocals, the screams like the other songs. Lots of layers of guitar and bass tracks. This has a very like epic sound. And the song has lots of changes as it progresses. There's some isolated guitar parts, some like isolated drum sections and tempo changes. And it's a very like long song. The last song features someone called Stetson, who I looked up. He's like a saxophonist. I don't really hear how he plays into the song, but it's 4 minutes. It's just a slow, droning type of song, and almost like sounds like the end of like the credits of a horror movie or something like that. Not much going on in these last 4 minutes. Just this like slow, like droning sound. So, in conclusion, it was a new experience for me. I never really listened to the subgenre of metal. I think my biggest complaint was that the album like felt very long. It's an hour and 9 minutes now. Kind of album, if you have like the two like last Iron Maiden albums, you like the music, you like the songs, but you might not be in the mood to like take in the whole album in one sitting. So this is probably a good album to get on vinyl. Like I did look it up. It does come in with 2 discs with like a couple songs on each side. Now the CD is just 1 disc, but otherwise, I thought it was a pretty good album. Something different for me. So I'll give this an 8 out of 10. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this. And my next review will either be Friday night or Saturday morning. Most likely the first album I will review is the new Annihilator album called Metal 2. I am planning a Saxon ranking on Sunday. That's going to be a very big ranking. And there are a few other albums being released this weekend, so possible reviews. There's like the new Immolation and a couple other bands that I do want to check out. I'll see which ones I like the best. So that's all. Please remember, like, comment, subscribe. See you all in the next one.